Alright guys, it's me, it's TYCOON coming back to you with another review. And this is of Castlevania Nocturne. It's on Netflix right now, it's an animated series, and it follows on from the original Castlevania series that was out there, using influences from the Castlevania games such as Symphony of the Night, as part of its backdrop. Fantastic, the series, just to begin with. Still kept the same animated style as the original Castlevania, same sort of script where it's a lot of fun but without sacrificing characters based on gender, and still gives good character development for each and every main character on there. So you've got rhyme and reason, and more importantly, you can't tell who, at some points, you know who the real bad guys are, but it's the way how you twist it, and it's interesting. That's the one way I'll put it. Character development is a big thing in any kind of series, because yes, you can have action left, right, and center, but if there's no one to actually root for, then it's just action set pieces and it just disappears. There has to be a context to things, and this was done really well. So it follows on from Richter Belmont. This is set after a couple of hundred years after the original Castlevania, and Richter Belmont has got, I'm not going to give any spoilers away. Actually, I will. His mother got killed by an Olex, which is an ancient vampire, while escaping, America to come to France. And in France, it's set under the French Revolution. And you see that the church is actually siding with the aristocrats. Richter is adopted by Tara Rinder, and he's got an adopted sister called Maria. So it's quite interesting how this all pans out, because again, he's a foreigner in a new land and learning his way through things. But what they are, Maria and Tara, being the mum, are speakers. So they're magicians. Now, Richter Belmont is a Belmont, but his ancestor is also a speaker too. So he has got powers, but they are not manifested properly. You also get to see people joining in, like Annette and Eduardo. Annette is a slave who ran away, and she's a vampire hunter as well, but being a slave, she dealt with vampires before she escaped, because the slave master was a vampire. And Eduardo is basically her companion who helped her escape, and then they all came together to fight vampires. Some good things happen in this series. As you watch the character development as the show goes on, you see, how can I put this? Characters develop without sacrificing any of the other characters. So no one is put to the back burner. Everyone develops their own pace, and it's really well done how they've done that. The series itself has got high energy as well, and it does have battles within the series, each and every episode, around 25 minutes long. You can binge watch the entire first season. They do have an overarching arc throughout the series, which is to stop the new vampire messiah coming in, drowning out the daylight, and just allowing perpetual night for vampires to feast on humans. The church is actually another part too, because it plays upon the aristocracy. It supports the aristocracy because they're born into it, so therefore they have the right to rule. And they keep forgetting all the other things that are man-made kind of stuff, like kings can be made from conquering, that sort of stuff. It is quite fascinating how you see the balances between two different thoughts at the same time, while still looking to deal with the vampire threat. Now, the big thing about the vampire threat is that they're part of the aristocracy too. So of course a lot of this all flies in their face, and they have to do what they can. It was great to see the Forge Master back in action again. It's not the same Forge Master. I'm not going to spoil it for you either, or who the monsters are. that have been forged. You need to watch it because it is quite special, and it does play a big part within the actual story of the series. Needless to say, there will be a season 2. And you do get some good Easter eggs if you were a Castlevania fan right throughout in terms of the gaming world. If you wasn't, you would come into the lore and enjoy it as if it's a standalone movie type of thing. Because it is. As its own series, it's pretty good. I'll still recommend watching the original Castlevania series because that was bloody well, especially season 1 and 2. Like I said, season 1 and 2, phenomenal. Season 3 had a dip, but then came back with a vengeance for season 4. And I think this is going to follow the same sort of path as well. So definitely, if you can, catch it. As always, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, Facebook, any of the other social media platforms that you're out there, give it a like, give me a follow, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you guys don't know how to do that, you'll need to go back to school. So says the Tycoon.